All right, good evening, everybody, and thank you for being here. I know many of us are wanting to go to Taste of Hoover tonight, so we will walk through our agenda. There's some items on here that are of rather big importance, and I know we've got some folks here to talk about those, so we'll walk through those. Beginning with item 3, resolution to approve an alcohol license for Birmingham Hospitality, LLC, doing business as Hampton Inn and Suites. Ms. Dickerson.
There are no issues with this request from the police department or the planning department.
Any questions on that item? Hearing none. Item 4 is resolution to authorize the mayor to execute a renewal of a health services agreement with QCHC of Alabama for the inmate health care at the jail. Chief McDuffie is here. Chief.
Good evening. This is the fiscal year 2026 health services for our inmates at our city jail. It's, for the year to be $186,695.34, to be billed monthly at $15,557.95. It's the exact same rate as last year. There was no increase.
It's pretty remarkable, no increase. Good job negotiating. You want to take credit for that?
I wish I could.
Okay, very good. Any questions for the chief on that item? Thank you, sir. Mr. Grimes is here for item 5, authorizing the mayor to execute a transit service agreement with BJCTA.
Good evening. This is your annual agreement with the Birmingham Jefferson Transit Authority to run the route for public transit down to the Galleria from Central Station. So it runs weekdays and then on Saturday mornings up till I think 2 a.m. So it's the same as the last 2 fiscal years, so same amount and same routes.
Very good. No changes with the transit. Any questions for Mr. Grimes? Thank you, sir. Ms. Ginn has item 6.
Hey, just
Yes, sir.
one question for Monday. Again, if they can they provide any type of ridership data at all for Monday? That's all I would. Okay.
Item 6 is a resolution accepting a change order for the ALDOT project for the new interstate interchange.
Yes, that's right. This is for Exit 9. This is to, there's some items that were not included in the original scope. Some of these items are part of the upcoming submittal on the 17th, and there's a few of these items that were out of scope, that some of that work's already been completed, and it's to make the consultant whole.
Any questions for Ms. Ginn on that item?
Some quick, 17th, referring to, coming up on the 17th, you said?
Oh, we were making the next submittal to the DOT, so we wanted to
Okay,
be
the
sure.
submittal
Sorry, I
deadline.
should have
Gotcha,
said, yes,
gotcha.
sorry about that. Yes, to be sure that the fiber relocation, lighting at the
We're
fire
good.
station was included in those. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Items 7 and 8 belong to actually, all the way through 11, or Ms. Wyatt. So, Ms. Wyatt, if you want to come forward and talk to us about 7, authorizing the mayor to resubmit a lease agreement with Alabama Department of Revenue.
Sure. So item 7 comes before you again. You originally authorized this lease, I believe, in July. The state, it has to go through a series of signatures at the state level all the way up to the governor's office. The state leasing department got it. By the time they got it, it had a stale date on it. And so they have come back and requested that we change a commencement date from September 1 to November 1. That kind of cascaded just a few changes in the agreement. They removed the word in arrears from a section, and they modified the rent schedule to reflect the dates. They have said that they will pay the August and September and October lease as well. So we're not out any money, but this does modify those dates. This is not an amendment to the contract because the original contract was never fully executed. So this is a resubmittal of that agreement.
Any questions for Ms. Wyatt on the new agreement? Thank you, ma'am. You also have item 8, accepting 3 change orders for Fire Station 1.
Yes, Chief Bentley is going to speak to those, so he
All right.
can tell you a little bit about that project.
Thank you, Mr. President, Council. We're getting closer to completion on Station 1, so I was going to try to give you a little bit of an update. The company's running about 60 to 90 days behind. And so the project has gone okay, it's just gone slow. And so we had some contingency money to handle any change orders that we had early on. And so now we're getting down close to the end of the project, and we're asking for you to approve the work for the change order, but not necessarily the money. The reason for that is because through liquidated damages, we feel like that will reduce that number significantly. As of today, if you looked at the contract at $5.2 million, right now we would be $26,890 over budget. And so we do have a couple of other change orders that we'll have to approve, but we feel like through liquidated damages, that number will be significantly lower.
Any questions for the chief on that item?
And Chief, I'm assuming because of that, it's not related to weather delays, anything or claims associated with that. It's strictly their
Well,
labor, they're not,
They're
not staying on
We've
schedule.
already taken all of their weather days off.
yeah, so it's strictly about them
Yeah,
not
and so
performing.
they're being fined each day $500 a day.
All right.
Yes, sir, we've already balanced those rain delay days out.
Gotcha.
They were just kind of slow to mobilize early on,
Oh.
and so that's the issue. Thank you.
Item 9, Ms. Wyatt, I know this is an item you've been working diligently on the last several days and weeks. A resolution authorizing the mayor to execute an agreement with Alabama Power
Yes.
for Hoover East Sports Park.
Yes, we'll talk about 9 and 10 together if that's okay.
Sure.
Because they involve installing the main transformers to restore power to the campus. And so item 10 is actually authorization to prepay that money. That is a requirement from Alabama Power. It's just so atypical that the city would prepay for services that we wanted to bring it to council for approval. That is something that you have already authorized, and I have a purchase order for through the original $500,000 ask that we asked for around a month ago. So this is just authorization to pay for those services up front. And then the utility easement is permission to put everything where it needs to go, and that just gives Alabama Power that permission to do so.
Any questions for Ms. Wyatt on 9 or 10? Item 11 is related as well. It's the budget amendment for the repairs.
Yeah, Robert will speak to this a little bit, and then I will talk to the scope of the project.
Good evening. For me, today's Groundhog Day, because it's been a long time since I've been up here doing a budget amendment. But this budget amendment's $3,675,000 to fund the repair and upgrade project that Mindy's working so hard on for Hoover East. This amendment, it puts in place the funds to do that project once the park board approves the agreement with the Alabama Power Company. The funds will come out of our capital projects fund, our regular capital projects fund. We have some excess unallocated fund balance that we can use for this. So that's how we'll pay for it. And it's kind of simple. If y'all got any questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
Any questions for Mr. Yeager?
It's something real quick, but the budget was over 5 million. What was the budget originally?
It's a little over 4.
A little bit over 4, okay.
Yeah, we had,
So it's below the budget.
and I will go through those numbers. Council had originally,
fine.
okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to
Yeah.
make sure you're going to record. Say that.
All right, so I want to walk through the scope just a little bit, just to give you an idea of how this money is being, or plans to be spent. Of course, part of that is the original $500,000 that council has already generously provided, but the entire project will be to install those main transformers. That's going to include the electrical engineering design. It'll be power services for the concessions, batting cages, and maintenance buildings. It'll be field lighting, taking that to a low-voltage LED system. We were privileged and appreciate support from all of our stakeholders. Hunter Bridwell is here tonight from the Park Board. We gave everybody an opportunity to meet out at the park and offer some input. And so we did get some really good feedback from our stakeholders. One of those was to kind of increase lighting in the corners of the outfields so that we could better light those because they actually turn those into infields for smaller team play. So we had some ads like that. It also includes some cast lighting from the existing athletic field poles to light up some additional areas like the playground and the batting cage and a flagpole. It also includes some safety backlighting for our egress areas throughout the park. It includes some high bay lighting for the batting cage. It will energize 2 scoreboards in the park, one of which is currently not energized at all. The other one we believe has some issues, and it will include maintenance for 90 days. We did add about $350,000 for contingency for this project. The project does intend to use the existing conduit, and we could run into some issues where some of that needs to be replaced, and so that contingency money would help cover that. So happy to answer any questions about the project itself.
I just have one comment, really, to say great job, because I know the original timeline we were looking at was a year out at least, and they've already been down for a long time.
Yes.
With this new timeline, it's around 6 months, correct?
Yes, we believe to be about 6 months.
That's great work. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Mr. President, I do want to say this, that Mindy has contacted us, updated us, and things of that nature, so it makes it a lot easier to talk about things when we have had a lot of conversation about it prior to this meeting, so if you don't see many people asking questions because of the level of effort she has given us, and
Thank you.
I missed a couple phone calls, but I called you back this morning.
Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate y'all's willingness to discuss these items.
Moreover, not only the timeline, but the price tag.
Yes,
We've been able, the royal we,
yes.
have been able to shave about $1.5 million over what could have been.
Yes, our initial estimates were in the $5 to $6 million
That's right.
range, so we're appreciative of our entire project team. I'm lucky enough to get to stand here and speak on everybody's behalf, but we had a whole team of folks. Alabama Power is to be commended for their efforts to get this across the board and figured out with us, as well as our project manager, Lemoyne, and our internal staff as well. So we appreciate everybody's participation, Park
Great.
Board and
Great
everyone.
work. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Wyatt. Item 12 is regarding fire hydrants. Nothing special here, Chief? Very good. Any questions on the fire hydrants at Black Ridge? Item 13 is a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute an agreement with Shoal Engineering for the floodplain management consultation for 2026. Ms. Wyatt.
Yes. This item was continued to the call of the chair, and we appreciate council allowing us to bring it back for consideration. The floodplain management program is run out of our inspections department, and it's very important for us to continue these efforts. It allows us to provide some much-needed services to our citizens as we manage the National Flood Insurance Program. And it allows us just to transition some items back to staff. We do require that there is a certified floodplain manager that we hand this back over to. That will allow us to arrange for some time to do that. It allows us for some time to gracefully hand these activities off where we can and to determine what we do with what is left. And so we agreed on a 3-month contract. So this would run from October 1 to December 31st at a price not to exceed $25,000.
Very well. Any questions for Ms. Wyatt on that item? Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Mr. Martin is coming forward for zoning issues, beginning with 14, granting conditional use for Fusackley's Restaurant.
Yes, good evening, council. We have the first of 2 public hearings related to conditional use requests. The first for Fusackley's, which is a quick service restaurant with drive-through service. They are looking to locate on Grove Boulevard on one of the 2 remaining out parcels for that shopping center development. The Planning Commission heard this case back in, back in September 2nd. And it comes to you with a positive recommendation from the Planning Commission with 3 conditions which should be included in your packet. The first is that they submit tree conservation plan in keeping with the provisions of Article 13 as part of their permitting set. Second, that the site civil and building plans that are submitted for permitting substantially conform to the plans and specifications provided in the conditional use submittal. And thirdly, that the business shall obtain certificate of occupancy and business license prior to opening. The comprehensive plan supports commercial development in this vicinity.
Any questions for Mr. Martin? Very well, sir. Mr. Martin, you also have 15, granting conditional use approval for the development of a medical office building with a surgical care center for Peridot Place within Stadium Trace Village Phase 2.
Yes, this would be a surgical center located on one of the larger tracts proposed for Stadium Trace Village Phase 2, an extension of the current Stadium Trace Village development where Peridot Drive, the primary route through the center of the development, would continue to the south and access the undeveloped property there. This particular conditional use request comes with a positive recommendation from the Planning Commission, also at their September meeting, and it is recommended with a couple of conditions, the first of which being that site civil and building plans substantially conform to the plans and specifications of the conditional use submittal. Second condition is that all recommended improvements in the traffic studies submitted for Stadium Trace Village Phase 2 and the developments therein are constructed to the satisfaction of the city engineer prior to the issuance of a certificate of occupancy. That would allow for permitting to proceed and construction to proceed, and those improvements would need to be placed prior to the building opening for business. The third condition, that future additions and site alterations will require new conditional use application. There are anticipated additions on this project down the road, this one covering the first building. And then finally, that the business would obtain a certificate of occupancy and business license prior to opening. Comprehensive plan supports commercial development in this vicinity.
Good. Any questions from Mr. Martin? Has there been any incentive request on this property or this project?
Not to our office.
Mr. Grimes? Mayor? Has there been any incentive request for this project to date? None. Very good. Any other questions? Item 16, Ms. Guillen is back again with an ordinance for intergovernmental agreement with Jefferson County for cost sharing on Shades Crest Road at Sulphur Springs Sidewalk.
This item was on the work session for the last council meeting and in the form of a resolution. So this is to get the proper format, which is to have an ordinance, and it is with Jefferson County, a cost-sharing agreement, sidewalk on Shades Crest and Sulphur Springs Road. $300,000 is the commitment in this agreement, and with the county doing the other half of it.
Any questions? Ms. Driver?
Which direction on Shades Crest will the sidewalk go?
It's going, I guess that's to the west of Sulphur Springs Road. I have a
So it looks like it's going back toward the YMCA, back
That's
toward
right.
Highway 150. Okay.
That's right.
Mr. Martin, if you'll come back and walk us through our weeds and grass items, beginning with 17 at 2024 Arnold Road.
All right, we have a series of setting public hearings for abatements. The first of which, 2024 Arnold Road. I do hold out hope for this one. I actually went by there today and looks like significant work has been done to the lawn for 2024 Arnold Road. So maybe this one will roll off before we get to the actual abatement. My fingers are crossed on that one.
Very good. And 2137 Lingate.
This one, we're requesting abatement of a nuisance, and we should have updates by the time we get to the public hearing on this one and really the remainder of the items on the agenda.
Any hope for any of the remaining 3 or 4?
Perhaps, but
Las Vegas wants to know.
Las Vegas, never bet against Vegas.
Any questions for any of the 5 properties we will consider on Monday? These are abatements.
Yes, sir, and my understanding, we're just setting the public hearing
That's
at
right.
this
Yes,
time.
sir. Thank you, Mr. Martin.
Thank you.
All right, that's all for tonight. See y'all Monday.